Supermassive Games, based right here in the United Kingdom, who were popularised for their publication of titles such as Little Big Planet 1 and 2, absolutely switched things up in 2015 when they released a more adult-themed PlayStation exclusive horror title, Until Dawn. And now, almost a full decade after its initial release, we're going to be heading back and seeing how it would stand in today's gaming world, and if it's worth trying out if you haven't already, concerning the upcoming re-release for next-gen platforms a little over a month away. If you enjoy the following, you all know what to do, and if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. With that being said, and please be aware of the major plot spoilers ahead, let's get into what we came here to see. Until Dawn, a forgotten masterpiece. Fans first got a glimpse of Until Dawn all the way back in 2012 during a Gamescom reveal. Originally, the game was set for release on the PlayStation 3 for the following year, optimising to use the PlayStation Move motion controller. The theme was that of a horror/slasher movie influence, with the original trailer revealing the story to be centred around a young couple during a romantic getaway at a snowy cabin, whom are later hunted by the unknown. The first reveal also showed elements of a first-person gameplay perspective, as well as puzzles. Although the trailer was positively received, many negative comments from the gaming community skepticised the fact that they'd have to purchase the specialised remote control in order just to play, later leading for this aspect of the title to be scrapped. Listening to feedback, Supermassive Games, after hiring additional writers, saw the game's potential to make the title into something much bigger. With the release of the PlayStation 4 just over the horizon, the company opted to utilise the features of the much more powerful console and delayed release while they basically rebuilt the entire game. After spending a couple more years piecing together a project that they were not only happy with themselves, but felt the gaming community as a whole would enjoy, fans finally got their hands on a copy of Until Dawn in late August of 2015. So with the game finally released 3 years after the original trailer, what was the journey the player was about to embark upon? The base plot of Until Dawn is reminiscent of the late 90s to early 2000s teen slasher horror titles such as I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream, Urban Legend and Identity. A group of teens to early 20s, 10 in total, visit a snowy cabin for the weekend, a tradition they often would enjoy. After a night of drinking and a prank gone wrong, two of the teens, twin sisters Beth and Hannah Washington, find themselves out in the dark and snowy woods surrounding their family lodge of Blackwood Mountains. The duo soon find themselves at the mercy of a deranged psychopath wielding a flamethrower, who's been hunting them through the trees. The pair tragically fall from a ledge during evasion into a cave system below. The police comb the area for the pair during the following weeks after the incident, but the girls are seemingly nowhere to be found. Around 1 year later, in memory of their fallen friends, the group of 8 return to the Blackwood Mountains Lodge to spend their weekend together, headed by the twins' brother, Joshua, which takes us over to the casting of Until Dawn.
So, let me just let you know, let's take a moment to address the elephant in the room for a second. I know you're all probably worried about me, and I know it's gonna be tough on all of us going back after what happened last year, but I just want you all to know, it means so much to me that we're doing this, and I know it would mean so much to Hannah and Beth that we're all still here together, and I'm thinking of them. I really want to spend some quality time with each and every one of you, and just share some moments that we'll never forget for the sake of my sisters, and you know.
The game opts not to centralise on one single protagonist, but all 8 of the characters, whom the title's Fandom Week describes as the following. We have the aforementioned Josh, a mysterious, complex film enthusiast who's been struggling to cope with the disappearance of his sisters. Mike, a popular, driven young man who is a fan of women, attention, and taking matters into his own hands. His girlfriend Jessica, a flirty, airheaded party girl with a larger-than-life personality. Sam, a pacifist who loves nature, her friends, and often acts as the group's mediator. Emily, a brash and adamant fashion lover who uses her smarts to get her way, and former partner of Mike. Chris, a methodical and analytical nerd with a tendency to clown around and pull pranks. Ashley, a curious academic with a big imagination who loves books and gets scared easily. And finally, Matt, a motivated, gentle yet protective young sportsman who also happens to be Emily's new flame. Each character brings their own unique personality to the title, with brilliant performances from top-level actors and actresses such as Rami Malek, Hayden Panettiere and Nicole Bloom, as well as Peter Stormare, who most well know from his role as mobster John Abruti in Fox Network's Prison Break, among many other titles. Throughout the game, as the player takes control of each protagonist, they are given the ability to form stronger or weaker relationships with their counterparts. Each character, alongside their individual personalities, have their own unique strengths and weaknesses, which can be both exploited by others or covered for entirely. An example of this is very early on as the group make their way to the cabin, where Ashley, in tow with Matt, spies on Emily getting a little close with their former partner Mike, and has the option to either inform Matt or keep him out of the loop entirely. The choice made will not only alter their personal relationship, but can and will affect elements of the narrative later on. What could seem so insignificant to the player may have lasting effects later, changing the dynamic completely. To help with some of these decisions, the player can find totems throughout the world, giving a brief insight into the future of the characters. These totems are spanned across 5 different subcategories: death, guidance, loss, danger and fortune, with each giving the player the ability to rewatch at any point to help them on their journey.
Hey, whoa. Sorry there. Sorry about that, Ash. I didn't mean to scare
Jeez
you.
Louise,
Well, I
Matt.
did mean to scare you, sort of scare you, but not like for real scare you.
Gosh, oh my gosh.
Hey, wow. Man, I'm really sorry, Ash. Damn.
It's okay, it's fine, it's fine.
What are you looking at? See anything juicy with that thing? Let me check it out.
No.
The graphical setting of the title is done well, with Supermassive Games opting to place a dark colour scheme over the entire title. The setting truly adds to the atmosphere of Until Dawn, making the player think there's always something lurking in the shadows. The graphics themselves are phenomenal, considering the game is almost a decade old. Supermassive Games uses motion capture to really bring to life the cast of Until Dawn, with each character's physical appearance being that of a replicate to their real-life actor/actress, bringing a feel of authenticity to the world the player has found themselves in. The score by Jason Graves also adds to this, telling a story of its own whilst combining a mix of eerie tension to fast-paced action. The next portion of the video will contain major spoilers to the narrative of Until Dawn, so if you wish to keep the video as spoiler-free as possible, please use the chapter skip made available, or skip to the time posted upon the screen to avoid revealing plots. Near to the very beginning, as the group enter the Blackwood Mountains cabin, we're somewhat introduced to a shadowy figure wielding a machete, watching the teens. This sets in motion the slasher-stroke horror setting to the story, but as the narrative progresses, you will learn that it's much more complicated than that. After becoming separated due to ongoing disputes between new partners and old, one half of the group find themselves in the sight of a psychopath dressed as a clown, whilst the smaller faction, Mike and Jessica, believe they're being hunted by a wild bear. Neither of these narratives are accurate. The psychopath who's stalking the group actually turns out to be Joshua, brother to the twin sisters who went missing. Joshua is suffering with a mental health episode and has been refusing his medication, causing him to spiral into a mental decline. He places his friends into unimaginable situations, forcing them to make what they believe to be life or death decisions regarding both themselves and their companions, with all of the decisions made later affecting the future, as explained previously with the butterfly effect. Will the current protagonist make the correct decision regarding their friends, and if not, what effect will that have later? How will their relationship fare following this? But definitely the biggest plot twist of Until Dawn is the fact that there is no psychopathic killer on the loose, and there's no flame-throwing or machete-wielding individual whose intentions are to harm or kill the teens, but the real-life antagonist of the title is that of a mythical kind. Stalking the group are a pack of Wendigo, a creature/evil spirit originating from Algonquian folklore who roams the cold and harsh winters, consuming the spirits of humans, turning them into cannibalistic beings. How and why the Wendigo are active in the Blackwood Mountains is later revealed in the story, but I'll leave at least something spoiler-free. The friends must make the correct decisions whilst evading the mythical creatures in order to survive, and in a title where one decision can affect the entire outcome of the fate of those involved, the player must think as logically as possible in the short time they're given during the quick decision timed events. Although originally delayed by a couple of years, fans were eagerly excited to try out this interactive title. Released in 2015, by 2022 it had sold over 4 million copies, with many praising the graphic overhaul from the original 2012 trailer, its eerie setting aided by the score, character traits and relationship alterations, to the major plot twist that stunned most horror enthusiasts. Many referred to Until Dawn as a sleeper title that was unfortunately overshadowed by others released the same years, such as the highly anticipated Fallout 4, The Witcher 3 and Dying Light, amongst many others. But all in all, Supermassive Games considered the release of Until Dawn a success in the making. Given that one wrong decision can alter whether a particular character survives or perishes, the replayability value of the title is high. Everyone wants the perfect ending, so many players will return to the cabin to try and figure out where they previously went wrong, and in a narrative where literally every soul can either make it or no one at all, gamers are no doubt intrigued to try their hands at this game more than once.
Oh, this is unbelievable. I feel like the ghost wanted me to see this.
What? Whoa, what is going on here?
Oh God, it's like...
It's not like anything, that's us. Hiding there, waiting for Hannah, last year.
But it's so accurate. I mean, that's exactly where I was sitting and that's where Matt was.
This was set up by someone. Who was there?
Or someone, or something that was watching us.
Maybe it's a warning. I think someone put this here to mess with us.
No, it has to be the ghost. It's trying to tell us the maniac killed Hannah and Beth.
I think it's this bastard that he's here trying to fuck with our heads.
Why would he set this all up, Chris?
He's trying to tell us that he's gonna come after us all too. Dice!
Although this is one of my all-time favourite video games, like most others, it's not without its flaws. Many parts of the title, as aforementioned in the video, are top-notch, but there are some aspects which hinder it somewhat. For example, when controlling a character, even moving them can sometimes feel clunky, as they don't always originally travel in the intended direction. I also understand that Supermassive Games need to implement a variety of characters to add range to the cast, but to put it mildly, some characters are a much more powerful influence on the narrative, leaving the player to care more about specific individuals than others. This certainly isn't a knock on the acting and performances of anyone, but for example, I found myself wishing for characters such as Mike and Sam to survive, much more than I did the likes of Matt and Ashley. It may just be me, but I felt the narrative was pushed to favour certain characters over others. Although the quick time events are necessary and add to the fast-paced tension of the title, one wrong button press could mean life or death for someone, which I felt was a little unfair to the player, and the fact that it basically autosaves after almost every single interaction, it added the pressure that I didn't feel was necessary. It could have at least given us a chance to make a mistake or two, but again, this adds to the replayability value. So for my final thoughts on Until Dawn, and should you purchase it, I'd say give it a whirl. The narrative is top notch, and even if you aren't a fan of the slasher movies from back in the day, the story is engaging enough to keep you on the edge of your seat, making you question every decision you make along the way. The performances from the likes of Hayden Panettiere, Rami Malek and Peter Stormare, among others, are brilliant, as they bring life to each of their respective characters. Each segment, such as the break in between chapters, where an unnamed individual controlled by the player is seeking counselling from Dr. Alan Hill, you're given multiple choices during this, which later affects the tale. Every action has a repercussion, good or bad. Every character has strengths and weaknesses that the player must utilise, and every moment is vital to the narrative. So let me know in the comment section, have you played Until Dawn, and if you haven't, will you be giving it a crack upon its re-release next month, or is the title just not your thing?
Ashley, I swear when we get out of this... Oh, God! Ashley, I'll get you out of this! I won't let you die!
Hello there, my special little subjects.
Shit.
Scared, Chris.
Don't be scared.
Oh, you should be, Ash. Because here's the twist. Chris has made one fatal choice already today. And now, he must make another. Chris, you can take that gun in front of you and shoot Ashley, or you can shoot yourself. Whoever is left can live. The choice is yours. Don't be so silly, Chris.
If you enjoyed what you saw today, you all know what to do, and if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. If you wish to see me cover my thoughts on any other particular title, feel free to drop me your suggestion. Thank you all for watching. You've been listening to Phil of Philby Gaming, and I'll see you in the next video.